the big now is good, or big thing that's happening now is what? They call it immunotherapy for cancer. They're trying to take your cells, your white blood cells, which are what activates when you're sick, and normally they don't recognize cancer. They're trying to make them recognize cancer as a disease. And they found in mice, it works. You wouldn't have to go through chemo. So that's a big opportunity, isn't it? What happens if people take it and it works? What do those stocks do? What if it doesn't work? Yep. Guess what? 5 people died while doing it. Never mind. Stock goes to 0, right? If you cure cancer without chemotherapy, it's a big deal. Stranglehold won't cover. Butterfly spread. I don't want to think about it. Portfolio insurance. I could theoretically sell a put. I'm more than likely like to buy a put though. That's a protective put. I can buy a put on the S&P 500. What'll that do? That won't hedge a specific position. That'll hedge everything in my portfolio because most of the stocks are tied to the S&P 500. What would an event like that be? Think of unemployment data. Comes out, right? It's bad. Maybe the market goes down. The night before I could buy some puts. And what would happen? I'd have some insurance. Now when we talk about hedging, maybe I'm hedging 20% of my portfolio. I'm not hedging the whole amount. I'm maybe hedging 20% of my exposure. I just want to protect against the worst case scenario. Put call parity. That's one of your discussion questions I put out there today. Both purchase the stock and the put. I purchase a bond and a call. Okay. How do I make money if I buy the stock? Yep. So, buy the stock, right? Hope it goes up. What about put? Now I bought a put too. How do I make money in a put? Stock goes down, I make money. So how is that going to look? Or is that going to net me to 0? Mm-hmm. It's going to do what? Now, what about the other way? What is a bond going to look like?
Is it a bond?
Yep.
So when stock prices goes up, bonds go down, right? And when bonds go up, stock prices go down. Is that the same theory?
Not a lot of correlation between the two of them. So a call is pretty obvious, right? When the stock goes up, what do we do?
We make money.
Mm-hmm. During this time period, if I buy a call, and then I purchase a bond, what's the bond going to do? It's going to pay me interest, right? Right? Every 6 months is going to pay me interest, right? My call, come on. What happens if, so I want the stock to go up, if the stock goes down, what happens? I lose money, right?
Yes.
Make money on the upside. Both position exactly the same payoff. The law says that they must what? Have one price. S, stock price, plus P, the put price. Present value of K, the exercise price, plus C, the call price. It's called put-call parity. S plus P equals PV, present value K plus C. Okay? Law of one price. I'm looking for a call. My call would be P plus S minus present value of K. I would need to know what the put price is, what the stock price is, and what the exercise price is, and also what an interest rate was. Notice these are all for European options. Why? Because European options, you can't expire them early. You can't exercise them. Yeah. So, assume a strike price of $15 for each. Current price of Dell is $14.79. 1 year call option and a 1 year put option. Risk-free rate is 2.5%. The price of each call is $2.23. What should the price of the put be? Let's use our equation. I solve for P in the top one, right? What would I do on this side? Subtract S, right? So I'd have the present value. Okay. Then what? Plus C minus S. What's the information I have? Current price? Strike price is what? 15?
Yes.
1 year, I'm going to discount it back. At what percentage? 0.25%, right? Plus the call price, which is what? 223. Minus the stock price, which is 79. We solve that. And that should give us $2.07. Why did I do this for one time period? Because it said 1 year, right? If it was 6 months, I would do it to the 1/2 power. So pay attention to how long they give you. Otherwise, you pretty much plug it in. An American option cannot be less than its European counterpart. We said American options are always more expensive because of the fact that you can exercise them early. Put option cannot be worth more than the strike price. Call option cannot be worth more than the stock itself. Intrinsic value, take the stock price, subtract it from the strike price. Does it have intrinsic value? Time value. We said the longer to expiration, the more time value the option has. The closer to expiration, the less time value. Another thing too is the volatility of the stock. What's volatility mean?
Change?
Greater change for higher volatility. The higher the volatility, the higher the option price is. So the problem is when we looked at that straddle and said, oh, we'll do that straddle. If we do that for a farmer biotechnology company, that's what's going to be priced in. It's going to be very expensive to do that straddle live because everybody knows what's happening that day. Those results are coming out, so that straddle is going to be really expensive. Volatility. And the market prices that in. So, if I'm buying an option, do I want the volatility to be low or high in the stock?
If you're buying an option,
I want it to be low. I want the volatility to increase while I own it. Because what's that going to do to the option premium? It's going to increase it. So we want to buy options when the volatility is low, sell options when the volatility is high.
okay.
Make sense? Because in theory they'll be cheaper if the volatility is low. But if everybody knows an event's happening like earning, guess what happens to volatility before earnings in a stock? It goes up. Non-dividend paying, I'm going to do about that. Agency conflicts. So think of the bond holder, or the option holder, as an equity investor. We want the company to take on as much risk as they can. Okay? Think of debt holders as a short put option will be hurt by an increase in risk. Okay? So think of the option holders as stockholders. We want the company to take on more risk to make more money. The bondholders want exactly the opposite. They're kind of short of it, meaning they're hurt by an increase in risk. Does the holder of an option have to exercise it? Nope, it's a right, not an obligation, right? Why does an investor who writes an option have an obligation?
Because they were paid for it.
Because he's sold, so he might have to deliver those shares at that price, right? It's the buyer's option. The buyer has the right to refuse it if he wants to. We can use put options to create portfolio insurance by buying put options on stocks we own, or buying them on indexes we own, like S&P 500 puts. So, one more quote. Intrinsic value we said is what? For a call, stock price minus strike price. For a put, strike price minus stock price. Intrinsic value. Volatility increases the price of stocks, both puts and calls. Option portfolio. Okay. Questions? Let's take a break. Try to digest that. So if I'm trying to digest it, make sure you pay attention to the questions I'm asking you in the discussion questions.